afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second part of the Scale-Up pitching session. I would like to just give you a little update on what happened. So on the first session, it's a pitch of each scale-up that present for 5 minutes, and then there is 5 minutes Q&A from our jury members, but also from you. Just so that you know, and there is no frustration, we have to respect the 5 minutes. So if you haven't the time to ask your question, please feel free to reach out to the founders during the coffee break. Thank you. So our jury members are all part of the VC scene. So you have Sebastien DOYEN, who is director at Digital Attraxion. You have Stan JEANTY, who is associate at VoltaVentures. Antoine KUYPERS, investment analyst at Finance.Brussels. And MEERS, EuroQuity Belgium manager at Sowalfin. Gauthier van der Helst, investment partner at Scale Fund. And myself, co-founder and CEO of Polaris. So during this session, we will have 5 startups that will present, the ones that you see here, and we will immediately kick off with Proofmarked.
Thank you. It's good. So, presentation. So, yes. Hi, I'm Marco. I'm founder of Proofmarked, a SaaS platform made to displace cybersecurity fraud. So, we people are the weakest link in cybersecurity. Me, you, our friends, family, relatives, everyone. Let's face it, how are people supposed to distinguish between this website and this website? Not being able to tell right from wrong uncovers underlying uncertainty as we come to experience a highly scalable market for lemons. Getting a domain is cheap, HTTPS provides people with a false sense of security, and content is as easy as copy-paste. Furthermore, 84% of phishing websites are active for less than 24 hours to evade existing controlling mechanisms like block lists and takedowns, which makes this then a more realistic visualization. So imagine we are trying to play the solar striker analogy by destroying our enemies. But with these statistics, then this is a more realistic visualization of the entire attack. There's a lot that we don't see, and existing solutions are ill-equipped to keep up with the agnostic nature of the web that is ever-expanding and ever-changing. Furthermore, police forces and industry players rather keep a bad website active for longer than mistakenly putting a good website out of business. These numbers are only going to grow larger with the rise of phishing-as-a-service toolkits. If there's banks in the audience, every time I speak with them, these numbers are not even close. So this is a problem of reputation and trust, of course, where banks, governments, and so on are the ones where we deposit the most of our trust as consumers and citizens. So what Proofmarked does is that it brings identity to trademarks. So it provides them with this self-sovereign identity where organizations go around and they say what's theirs and what's not. This then allows us to create a market-driven allowed list of domains that are federated to each organization and that is meaningful to each person individually as per their interests. A hyper-personalized model of trust that people inherently understand. So we are going beyond cybersecurity training and awareness to do cybersecurity by design as we reorganize the existing web framework that we have on our left to the right one, where trademarks are at the center, so it's human-centric. So instead of having to look for the domains or padlocks or the professionality of content that is as easy as copy-paste, the trademark is the one that says that this is the right website. And this is, of course, outside of the programmable scope of the web page. So it's out of reach to the cyber criminals in general because it's a closed ecosystem. We're not selling candy here. The reason why we're disruptive is because we'll go after those 84% that keep eluding existing controlling mechanisms. While the broader market is in a constant chase after ghosts, and our target market, the old tech, these companies are trying to educate people to trust things that they should not be trusting, we are really going after the human factor, something that I can easily teach to my mom. So we are creating fair advantages as we empower brands to claim their digital presence and seamlessly demonstrate it to the end user. It is a super-linked structure that enforces compliance through a verification system that centralizes the brand's trust chain to one single platform, making it so much easier for end users to trust what they see and report ill-intended websites at a granular and aggregate level. Through this report website system, we are able to reconcile at scale block lists and allow lists. So we are bringing under one umbrella the entire ecosystem, law enforcement, telcos, industry partners, the organizations, and the end user in a combined approach that is then self-serving and self-enforcing on everyone's best self-interest. So this then allows us to bring the power of many onto our platform as we change literally the game, the rules of the game that underlie this problem. It is a far deep problem indeed. We're getting to very places in the web. So what we're doing really is bootstrapping trust and legitimacy to the web in a way that is market-driven. So if we take over 4 banks in one country, we are pretty much covering the entire population. And then the network effects will work for everything else. Telcos, government, anything is possible. And then it's very easy to get to other adjacent markets like mobile browsers and so on, because that's still where a lot of people are using these services. For comparison, add-ons that were doing ad blocks a while ago, they spread like wildfire very quickly because they were solving a problem, and we are solving a bigger problem that it's costly. And it's going more costly every day. This is our business model. So we take a cut of the losses prevented. So if a bank is losing 20 million and we prevent 10, we then take a cut of those losses. So there's some of the losses here. They are only growing larger. This is our fraud market and detection. Prevention is our market. End users will use our product free of charge. And then we provide a lot of value to all of these organizations on the right side with positive externalities between them. And this is our founding team, me with a cybersecurity award from the Police Digital Security Center, Davide with the deep tech expertise of implementation, and Bruno with the operational resilience. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Marco. Is there any question from the public, from our jury members? Yeah.
Thank you for the pitch. My question would be, if I'm browsing the web, what do I see as an end user?
As an end user, they already took away my slides, please. So because it was there, maybe I'm sorry if it was too intense on information. But yes, so instead of having to look, and maybe this slide is even better for that. So you see the Lloyd's logo on the right-hand side. So that's outside the programmable scope of the web page. So they cannot just copy-paste like everything else. So while on the existing system, you have a certificate authority that gives you an SSL certificate to have the padlock, you can put it on any domain, and then you can put whatever content you want on it. So it's a one chain that does not reciprocate on the responsibility because no one has accountability on the content that the end user is seeing. So by having the trademark, the registered trademark with a rightful proprietary ownership on it, then you are really centralizing that legitimacy on the logo in a way that is not abusable by others. So instead of me telling my mom, look for all of those 3 things, look for the logo of your bank, your telco, and so on.
Okay, thanks. And following up, is it also implemented in the mails you get from these companies?
Mails is a different thing. So mails are traditionally open. We are creating a closed ecosystem within the web. For us to create a closed ecosystem with the email, we would have to change, again, the rules of the game. We can. We have very interesting ideas about how to do that, even better.
Okay, thank you.
So it went very quickly with a lot of information, but very interesting, of course. So maybe can you tell us a little bit about the market traction you have already, your customers?
Yes. So we are now joining some accelerator programs. NatWest is one of them. We are going to have some interviews with others. We are also coming here to talk with more customers. But it is a long sales life cycle because it's banks. There are very good things from our implementation side, which is we do not need to be deployed on premises. So for an ordeal of getting approved for that, it will be much easier because we don't represent a third-party risk to the bank structure.
Clear, thanks.
Yes, maybe you can tell us a bit more about the business model and the pricing?
Yes. So the business model and the pricing will obviously depend on the businesses. But the thing with banks is that they are indeed the biggest losers of the game. So if I'm buying a ticket to come here, British Airways, whatever, but I'm actually not paying them, I'm paying a cyber criminal, if I ever get my money back, it's going to be the bank that gives it to me. So the banks are the biggest losers, and that's why we are going after them, because they're the ones that feel the pain. And that's who we are trying to prevent the pain from. So we're taking a cut of the losses that we prevent. That is something that is then negotiable, of course, because you can imagine the amount of money that's involved. But yeah, that's the business model. It's a lot of business development in one single client, I guess.
So you have to bill each month, or based on the cost?
It's something that we can negotiate yearly, monthly will be the best, with indexes, historical data, and then typologies of crime, because that's where the banks then will be able to say, okay, so this solution can solve me these typologies, and this is the amount of money that it costs me. I will have to go to NDAs for them to tell me what that is, of course.
Yeah, but so you still have to need you still need a negotiation at end of month,
of course.
Yeah.
The other ones,
which is not that smooth.
Yes, but that's the part of offering it without any upfront cost, which then it's kind of they're losing that money, they're paying that money every month to cyber criminals of sorts, because then they're reimbursing the customer, and that's the budget that we will bite into of sorts, right? But different clients, different models. Of course, if we're talking about government, we're more than happy to provide it at cost production.
But so if I understood it correctly, it's the end customer who needs to recognize a trademark, right, on the website?
Sorry?
It's the end customer who visits the website who needs to recognize
Yes.
the trademark. But how is the awareness made about this trademark? How do you communicate to your clients that he has to look for this?
In the industry, it's quite interesting because everyone says that we've passed the past 20 years telling people to trust the padlock, and now padlock is abused by cyber criminals to be that. So the problem with education is educating people to trust things that they should not be trusting. And that's what banks are still doing every day, unfortunately. And then it's a loser's game, because it's like, oh, you cannot do this and that, and I'm out of time, but I'll be happy to keep on answering all of your questions afterwards. And for people, banks in the audience, I guess.
Thank you very much, Marco.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I would like to invite on stage Jorge from Smart for Invest, please.
Hello? It's good. Hello, everybody. I'm Jorge from Smart for Invest. I'm the founder of company. Company will be founded 5 years ago, in 2017. We have based in Belgium, near Brussels, 20 kilometers in the south, with a team of 15 persons. We're active in payment brokerage solution. We provide solutions to merchants. For example, when you paid at the restaurant, when you paid at the taxi, the hotel, maybe it's our machine. Because we manage all the concession of the machine, we provide proactive audits for customers for choose each and the best solution for their business. Actually, we manage approximately with 6 partners, 6 acquirer partners, banking partners, acquirer partners, and we have 2 people from supplying machine for terminal payments. When you insert the card for paying at the dinners, maybe it's our machine. What's the next step of our company? Next step is to build a new super application. The new super application will allow and solve a lot of problems. When you see your smartphone, you use an Uber for take the taxi, for going to the restaurant, you book your restaurant with another application, you book your hotel room with other application, with 3 registers time. You register 3 times for one way. It's wasting time for everybody. And then, Smart for Invest want to build the new super application. Super application which allow to people to stop wasting time and being more efficient in the business, more efficient in today, for tomorrow, with the company, with the employee, with the customer, with the clients. As you see, we can merge a solution in one unique side point, one application for manage all the business. You don't waste your time, don't waste your money with our application and registration. It is the principal part of our problem we solved. Why? Because actually in Europe, we don't have any super application. We have a proof of concept, for example, in Asia, with WeChat Pay, Alipay. The application is embedded with the engine in finance engine. It's embedded with a strong wallet. You can spend the money. You can do what you want in one application without quite the ecosystem. This ecosystem is just what Finance.Brussels want to build for tomorrow. With the banking partners, a BaaS, a strong engine, a financial engine, you register one time, and you can discover all services, what the business needs. For example, accountant, payroll manager, you can manage all your data of your company, all the service the company needs in one side. It is very important for an operator to don't quit the ecosystem. We build this ecosystem for you. It is a value proposition of our company. Then, the future neighbors is Grab, Gojek, WeChat Pay, Alipay. Because in this landscape, there is no application, no super app, not yet. Because the people don't want, I don't know, but I want to create that with you, with people for have the best application in Europe. As you know, we have some application like Rappi, like Uber. On the next time, we have one application, the smartphone invest application. Then, we just see to the first step of investment, we just need 2 million for build the super application, the first engine. Once the engine is built, we can build other bricks of the projects directly in additional services. For example, accountant, payroll, management, and we have all that we need for a business day in one side. It is very important to remember one application from all that you need to manage for your business. That's why we are looking for new job opportunities, a CTO for help us to grow, and a new bank expert. That's why we are here. Time is now. Time is now to build a new application in the European landscape, because we don't have yet. But we have a proof of concept, as you know. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Jorge. Anyone has a question from the public or from our jury members?
Excuse me, but I haven't understood it quite well. Could you maybe summarize your value proposition in a couple of sentences?
Excuse me?
Could you summarize your value proposition, please?
The value proposition is to have a freemium model. A freemium model for let the people discover the all new aspect of application. It's a freemium model with apps as a service, apps for payments, apps for additional services, government application. You have what you need for your business. You want to rent some car, you can apply directory of application. You want to order a taxi, you can order direct on this application. We have a partnership with a lot of actors. These actors are our customers because we have our experience in payment system, and then we can create a community of professionals for use these services and allow to use these services into the same application, the same ecosystem. We want to build an ecosystem because it is boring to switch between application on your smartphone. Everyone has a smartphone with a lot of application, but a lot of applications are unuseful for that. And that's why we need to optimize that. We need to optimize the business day of entrepreneur.
Okay, so you think it's technically feasible to get all these different types of features into one application?
Yes, the technical, we have a backbone, a financial backbone, an engine, and we're working with API. It is an API-based application. API is it with, for example, people can sell in-store and in Amazon at the same time. In 2 clicks, you can switch on your in-store, on your online sales. For a merchant, it's very important to can see what can I sell today. Okay, I can sell in-store, I can sell online. It is the both possibility, for example. But possibility is infinite about that.
Okay, thank you.
So, do I understand correctly? Is it then some kind of an SSO for a number of apps?
Yes, this is an application. You have one application. It is embedded finance with a strong financial engine behind that. And we don't reinvent the wheel. And we take the API for each company that we need to add on this ecosystem. And everybody is welcome to nurturing the application for being growth with more additional services, more services, a destination to business, but destination to private too. Because behind each business, you have a private people, and we need to touch them. It's very important. You have both sides, private and business.
And then maybe I missed it, but the business model behind it, and who is paying then?
Business model is the freemium. You can download by freemium with basic function, basic features. When you want to use more features, you need to pay as a service.
But who are your customers then?
Customers is for customers. We have some promotion for customers. For example, if a professional wants to join us for being a professional provider of services, we can do some discount for the professional. We can promote for the professional directly on the platform. The platform is ready to go and can manage the advertising for professional, advertising for people, for private, and for each business.
Thank you.
Thank you for the pitch. I like the ambition. Where I have more concerns about how do you go to market with such a big project. And I'm not talking about the technical aspect, but just the go-to-market. I mean, here I hear that the people are not really getting the Unix proposition selling point, or just what's the value behind the project. So with addressing so many markets at the same time, how will you cope with that?
About the distribution on the markets, we project to have a strong digital marketing, touch our customer, and advertising. Because with advertising, with a separate advertising, with the profiling of each customer, you can show directly the right person and the right people. And this is the plan for reach and growing up and reach the 20K of users on the first years, minimum.
Awesome. Thank you, Jorge.
Thanks a lot.
So the next speech is from Cosmin COSMA, I hope I pronounced that well, from Finqware. Yeah. No, I think Jorge has it. Do you have the...
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Hello. So you hear me? Do I have the clicker? Yeah, my name is Cosmin COSMA, and I'm coming from Loft, from Luxembourg yesterday, where we launched our first international office. And I'm here to talk to you about the revolution that is happening right now, based on the open banking opportunity. Everybody heard about open banking. A lot of people are speaking about open banking, but very few are really doing something out of open banking, because although it's a very nice technology, there are very few real use cases that are getting out of this technology usage. When we started initially Finqware, we thought of the consumers to be the first to benefit from the open banking. Yeah, you know, open banking means you can access the data from the banks through APIs, yeah, through real-time APIs. But then it was Citibank that awarded us with a prize in Poland, and then invited us to London at their global markets and said, guys, open banking will be nice for consumers, but the real quick win will be on the treasury management. Because when you look at the corporates, they don't have a real grasp on their data, on their financial data in the banks. And for them, it has a direct impact in their P&L. And exactly this, then we researched, there is a need for the corporates to have right now a grasp in real time in their, manage their financial positions. And then we started to understand even better this situation, yeah? And if you look at the history of technology of the companies and the businesses using the data, yeah, you can go back since 1642. You know, I graduated philosophy. And you'll ask, what's the connection between philosophy and what I'm doing as a startup founder? You know that the first aiding machine in 1642 was invented by Blaise Pascal? No, you didn't know it, or some of you know it, yeah? So the first technology that the companies will use to work with their figures, with their data, it was the aiding machine. And then it came a lot of other innovations. Back in 77, there was this Swift file system, which is still used right now. Swift is trying to pull off. The banks are saying, no, no, no. We want 6 or 5 more years. Yeah? There is then the Excel file. Excel file, you know, there is a joke with the Excel. In the history of mankind, more fantasy was written in Excel than in word processor. Yeah? And then it came for the big corporates, it came these on-premise systems. They are taking a huge amount of capital to install them. And in the night, yeah, the bank will pull a Swift message on that on-premise system, so that in the morning, your company will know how much money do they have and what were the transactions for yesterday. Yeah? Now, with open banking and with SaaS and with cloud computing, we have a big opportunity to democratize, first of all, the efficiency in financial management, and secondly, to do a lot of things on top. And this is what we are doing. If you are looking at a company, you'll see that traditionally they have many accounts, a lot of hurdle with their financial data and managing their banking accounts. Well, it is right now the moment of a platform with embedded financial operations so that you can automate this. We are in a space when we can do this. And this is what we are here to do. Think Treasury, our platform, aims to be the data-driven optimization module of financial operations in mid-market to high corporates. We are on a search to make the corporates work better in their finances. We want to create an operating system for the financial departments in mid-market corporates. Yeah? And when you look at their operations, you'll see they have cash flow management, they have a reconciliation, they have payments to do, they have reporting, they have collection, they have audit. Yeah? All of these are modules that we are starting to develop one by one. We launched the first 2 of them, the multi-banking dashboard, which you can see in that picture on the screen. It's live right now, and it's ready to be used in all Europe by any mid-market company. And it is also, we have the API connector that can be plugged in your SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, or whatever internal system that you bought and installed in 2-3 years, like the ERP implementation program are. When you're looking, we are not here the only one. There are some other companies that are trying to feed this revolution with a solution. There is, and the 2 companies that you see here, one is from the United States, is Trovata. It's a spin-off of JP Morgan, which is very keen of what it's doing. Yeah, and also Cobase, which is a spin-off of ING Bank, which is very keen of what they are doing because they know this is the revolution coming. We already work with several banks right now, and we are authorized by National Bank of Romania, already passported in all EU. We can operate in all EU. We are financed by a CVC of Raiffeisen Bank International from Austria, regional banking group. Yeah, we have a seal of excellence from European Commission, if it counts, for our next funding. And we are right now working to fundraise 3 million euro in a new fundraising round. And I have a video of 1 minute to be played.
This is Anna from Finance. She's working from home most of the time. This is a real relief for her. She used to be the quickest Excel expert. She was really good at it despite all the panic, even if once she made a terrible mistake and they took some decisions which cost them thousands of euros. But now, with Finq Treasury, no panic. Data from banks come real time and so do conversion rates. All in the right place. No questions, no Excels, no mistakes. That's the true relief. If you want to feel like Anna and have a cash management tool that shows your liquidity in different currencies, has intelligent alerts and controls about limits, and manages your cash positions and currency risks, use Finqware. Finqware.com. Try it for free.
Thank you very much. Yeah, waiting for some questions.
Okay, I'm sorry. We are timed.
Oh, what? Sorry?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It won't be. We won't have the time for question because the time is out.
Okay.
So any person who would like to ask question will be after the session.
Yeah, but I started with 3 minutes.
Oh.
Maybe 3 minutes would be.
But okay,
would
we
be
can
nice.
take.
Yeah.
We
it
can
was
take
3 minutes late.
If you want, we can take one question.
I'm an entrepreneur.
But I
need
mean,
to fight for my rights.
I know, but it's also about being fair about the contest here.
Yeah, so if you can allow us at least 3 minutes for this nice jury to put
we
some
have passed
questions.
3 minutes, so I'm okay for one question, but not more, to be honest, just to be fair to the others. So if you have a question, you can go for it, but yeah. No. Yeah, it was.
Thank you very much then. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bon. All right, so I would like to welcome B.fine now. So, yeah, B.fine. Yeah, you need the remote. Awesome. Thank you.
My time is up.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the clock to reinitialize. You guys want me to start already, or? Yeah? Look, I'm going to start whenever.
Yeah, we keep the time
So,
here.
hi everyone, my name is David LAMBERMONT. I'm here to present to you B.fine. Slides are not moving either, so no, that's not me. That's me. It's time to say, that's what happens when you're live. We have a little technical issue. Well, I'm going to start. If the slides come up, the slides come up. If not, we'll do it separately. So B.fine, what do? We offer software and services to financial institutions in order for them to comply with their reporting obligations. Now, when we say reporting, regulatory reporting, before we fall from our chairs, what it concerns about, it's everything relating to data and financial information that financial institutions need to send to their regulator in the context of supervisory legislation. Still no slides, but okay, it's fine. We will continue. No worries. Regulatory reporting solutions is a market that is estimated at 5 billion euros by the IMF. It's expected to grow as well for over 10% in the next years. Why? It's because we have all of those regulatory waves coming up that we constantly hear about, such as ESG, Basel IV, IRF. And what is nice about the regulatory reporting solutions market is that it's a guaranteed market, in the sense that institutions, whether it's banks, investment firms, insurance companies, they have to do regulatory reporting. They have to have a regulatory reporting software. So in that way, the market is, I would say, just there up for grabs if you come up with a disruptive technology or a disruptive view on things. Why is that? It's also because the market today is really, I would say, dominated by a few legacy vendors. Legacy vendors, the big ones, that are known for using old technology, not being very reactive, poor to very poor, that's us, poor to very poor user feedback, and ironically also relatively high prices for what they ask. So today I'm going to show you how we, B.fine, and more precisely with our product B.rix, are going to disrupt that market, and I'm going to do that by guiding you through 4 of our guiding principles of our tool. So the first one, Regulatory Knowledge Hub. What it is about creating a single source of truth for the regulation, for the reporting officers or the users doing actual reporting. What does that mean? Today you have tens of thousands of pages of regulations, guidelines, Q&As, scattered all over the place. And what we do is that we identify the relevant legislation for our users and integrate that in our tool, within the report, within the process of the user. Secondly, digital transformation. What are we trying to do with that? Is that we look at the process from a holistic process point of view rather than a little report driven perspective. What does that mean? With the tools of today, what does the user do? He will open his current software, will click a few times, create his report, takes 5 minutes, and then it's done. But is it really done? In fact, no. What will he do next? He will download it offline in Excel, and he will work on it for the next 2 or 3 weeks with his colleagues, doing checks, doing controls, whatever, before re-uploading up in the system and submitting to the regulator. Within B.rix, we integrate all of these activities within the platform so that our clients have one single place where they can work, create, and collaborate on the regulatory reporting. Thirdly, B.rix Marketplace. There, the idea is to say we do not believe in a one-size-fits-all, as opposed to the current situation on the market, whether you're a small retail bank, a trading platform, or a big multinational, you will get the same tool every time, meaning that a lot of institutions today are paying for stuff that they are not using. In B.rix, everything is composable. We work with apps, meaning that you only use and you only pay what you need and what you use. We also integrate with external partners of ours through APIs. And then lastly, data and analytics. Well, that's a given today. It means that we integrate from the start data lineage from source to report in all transparency. So, to conclude, I have 10 seconds left. To conclude, B.fine, B.rx, it's not an idea, it's not a project, it's not an obscure fintech in my garage. It's an actual company. We are based in Brussels, 50 people strong. We have 30 institutions today throughout the Benelux using our services and our tools. And we continue to grow month after month. And that's how we intend to bring regulatory reporting towards regulatory intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Besides the condition.
We'll make it work.
Well done. Any question from the public, jury members?
Maybe one question to start, because you're already implemented, it's very clear what you're doing. What about your scaling internationally? Is that an option, and how quick can it go? Because regulatory is different in each country, I suppose, so how do you see that?
Yeah, well, there is a foundation of common regulatory reporting, so everything that's European is common by definition in Europe. You do have some national specificities, and that is why, because it's a conservative, it's a trust business, regulatory reporting. You're not going to go with a vendor that you do not know or that you have never seen before in your jurisdiction. So the idea is to do it gradually by first building presence, trust, and knowledge, ideally through partners, or we do it ourselves. First target is Netherlands and Luxembourg.
Thanks.
No.
Very interesting. Just one quick question. You said you have regular reporting, but that's the use of proof, or we say the compliance officers in financial organizations.
Yes.
And you select and check what's relevant for them. How do you treat any liabilities in case you missed something and you didn't upload anything? And is there a risk that financial organizations point to you that there was a gap that you're offering? And is that,
I don't think so. There's a difference between, as a regulatory reporting service, you need to comply with the latest regulation. So that's contractual, that's for all the vendors like that. That's one thing. The other thing is the regulatory knowledge hub, where you propose the relevant sections of the legislation to your clients. And in our business, so it's quite narrow in the sense that regulatory reporting, you know exactly where the sources are. You have around 15 legislations. You have a site of the EBA with Q&As. So it's not really identifying the legislation. It's more making sure that it's linked when your user is doing your report, that he's only seeing what is relevant rather than need to go through the entire regulation. And that is more of a nice to have as a service, so we do not have contractual liabilities on that side. You're welcome.
Okay.
I have maybe a last question. Is how do you right here?
Sorry.
How do you manage the quality of the different actors that you propose on your marketplace?
Sorry, the quality.
Different APIs, so the different actors that you propose on your marketplace.
Yes.
How do you guarantee the quality of those?
Contractually.
Meaning, care to elaborate?
That we have indeed KPIs in terms of, you mean external partners?
Yes.
Yeah. We have contracts with KPIs in terms of performance, in terms of server availability, also in terms of support. Clients can choose if we are the single point of contact, for instance, for support activities, and we direct if we need to through partners. But yeah, for the rest, it's governed through those kind of, we have a master contract within for us and our partners. And then we have for each client a dedicated contract saying, okay, what are you using? How do you want to use it? And what are the KPIs that you want to have as well?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, David. Okay, I would like to invite the last speech for today, Olus from AQRisk.
Thank you. So, I hope last but not least. So, what's the biggest frustration in life, be it business or private? It's having a goal, a direction, a purpose, but having no clue on how to take on the decisions on the changing conditions, right? And reach out our full potential. So that's the idea behind AQRisk, who provides value and services to banks to help them reach out their full potential. Because when you look to the cohort of banks, most, if not all of them, have enough capital structure, know-how, staff, compliance to live and to grow on a short and long-term basis. But when you look at it, they're at risk to changing market conditions, and sometimes they take on decisions that may have really big consequences on their future. Because I'm sure that you've been there, but most of the pricing meetings within banks is, okay, the rule of thumb, what are we going to charge our clients? Or maybe, let's do like the competitors. But I believe, and we believe at AQRisk, that the ones who actually reach their full potential, who become profitable, who have a competitive edge, and who grow on a risk-adjusted basis, are the ones who have insight and 360-degree data on a continuous basis. So that's the journey of AQRisk, basically. Because why we do it? I mean, banking is no quantum physics, right? And I say it because I've been a banker for more than 20 years, and I'm an average guy. It's all about juggling between assets and liabilities. So it's what's my credit risk portfolio risk? What are my profitability on my mortgage, loan, guarantees, or savings account interest rates? And make sure that you actually can adjust to the market conditions vis-a-vis that. So these are the bank's core business priorities and targets. And that's where we step in, and we provide actually the value drivers on a continuous and changing market level. How do we do it? On a two-way, actually. We have two functionalities. One of them is the client-facing employees functionality, and the second one, the management and specialist functionality, who actually allow, based on this market insight and data, on the strategic evolution of the bank. So, all I've said up to now, it's okay. But there's one thing which matters on solutions. It's users and clients' feedback, right? And we've got 3 of the top 10 Danish banks as clients among the 10 banks who use us. And the feedback that we receive from them on how they use and how they get the added value of it consolidates and confirms our purpose, actually. Yeah? They really confirm that they were able to get deep business insights, been able to take decisions on a more proactive and quick level and adjust to the market conditions, reach higher profitabilities, focus on the areas where they can grow, get their resources and optimize their resources on the segments which are much more profitable for them, generate more constructive and added value reporting regarding their capital structure, risk structure, etc., and of course document and price their clients accordingly. What we do is, as I said, it's all about a 360 dynamic and real-time system. We will actually link all users, which are, as I said, the branches or the financial advisors who are on the field, who are the ear of the bank, towards the management and specialized staff who will actually optimize their business and build their strategy. run stress tests, build scenarios, manage their capital assessment, and calibrate their pricing. And thanks to that, they will be able, of course, to comply to the regulations, justify and show that they comply with them with adequate reporting, and also show that their vision, their strategic evolution, and their positioning is the ideal way to go vis-à-vis the board of directors, the shareholders. And to finish up, the infrastructure is really quite simple. As you might expect, we can offer on-premise solutions or SaaS. Most of the banks who use us use the on-premise solutions. We actually link to their source systems, manage and copy their data model in order to generate dynamic reporting towards the negotiation and the strategic definition, and also generate specific outputs, which were of course linked to via APIs to CRMs, business intelligence tools, or Excel reportings, because data is only valuable if it's shared. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. It's a really clear, interesting pitch. Can you maybe give us some idea about the commercial traction you have so far, and what's the next step for you?
Well, first, as I said, it's a Danish scale-up, which has been built, established in 2015, and profitable since 2018. 30 clients in Denmark, and now actually expanding towards Europe. And the traction that we have is actually quite parallel, so thank you for this question. First of all, of course, via the existing client feedback, who allows us to grow via inbound, and also some other data feeders actually who bring us clients, banks, because of course they, thanks to their data, we're able to help the banks to adjust to the market conditions actually. So it's the two-way growing strategy that we have for the moment.
Thank you.
Almost finished. I'm the last.
Was pretty clear.
Oh, that's perfect then. Yeah.
Probably you already talked about it, but about competition, who are your competitors?
In terms of data, I would say it's an interesting question. The way that we do it, we really focused on as I said, on client-facing stuff, for which is all the market traction vis-à-vis the specific clientele and segmentation, and the strategy management stuff. And based on what we see, the data feeders focus on one area and do not provide this 360 level positioning that we provide. So I would say that we're unique, and that's maybe the reason why it's scaling up and it's quite profitable vis-à-vis the market.
Thanks.
Yeah.
How standardized is a solution? How much is adapted to every new customer?
It's a good question, of course, because if it's complex, nobody uses it. Huh? We all like it. So one of the top three banks among the top 10 has been implemented. It's a mid-sized Danish bank within 2 months via an on-premise solution. So it's quite competitive, I think. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much for your time and attention then.
Thank you, Olus.
Cheers.
Okay, I'm losing my mic here. So thank you, everyone. Don't forget to vote via Bizabo for the pitch you like the most and the company you like the most. We will be giving the awards ceremony will be at 6, so please join and enjoy the after work session. Bye.